Hey, Wonderhussy here in my favorite place again, the middle of nowhere in the desert. But I'm actually really excited to be at this particular place in the middle of nowhere because I was at the same spot back in October, about 6 months ago, with a friend of mine, just kind of poking around, exploring, and we stumbled on this super creepy, well, I couldn't even really call it a cabin because it's more like a shack. And at the time I didn't have enough time to make a full video about it, so I just shot like a little quick clip for Facebook. But I always intended to come back and make a full video about the place because there was something just really unsettling and creepy about it. There was an abandoned car there that was like a late 70s, early 80s, like a Volkswagen. It wasn't that old, you know, considering. And I don't know, it just had like a real creepy vibe, like somebody was squatting there, or there was like a meth lab. I don't know, it just was creepy and I wanted to come back. You know me. But for whatever reason I didn't manage to get back out here until 6 months later. Here it is, February, and my friend Jessica agreed to come back out here with me and see if we could find it. Interestingly and creepily, I couldn't find it on Google Maps. I mean, I searched the whole area where I remember my other friend and I were, and I couldn't see a cabin or a shack anywhere. It was really freaky because you know how you can zoom in pretty good you put it on satellite mode and you can really see like the bushes? I did not see a cabin anywhere. So I thought, God, did I imagine the whole thing? Well, no, because the video is still on Facebook, so clearly it was there at one time. Like, did it burn down in the meantime? I couldn't figure out what happened to it, but Jessica is cool. She agreed to come out here with me, just kind of drive around and see if we could find it. And guess what? We found it! It's still here, the old creepy shack, right where I left it. Really creepily though, that old abandoned car is not here anymore, which is really freaky because, like I said, it was like a late 70s, early 80s Volkswagen Golf or something like that. And it didn't even have tires, or I don't even think it had wheels. So I don't know how it would have moved away from here, how somebody would have dragged it out of here. But that's really creepy because it indicates that as remote as this place is, somebody still comes out here. And that is just slightly unsettling for a number of reasons. I mean, you know how people always talk about, oh, don't go wandering around the desert, you'll stumble on a meth lab and get shot. You know, I guess it's sort of like the equivalent of stumbling on a moonshine still, only like the desert version. Well, it's never happened to me. I've never stumbled on a place where I felt like there was a meth lab. I just kind of thought that was an urban legend. But this really looks like it could be a meth lab. I don't know if you can see those creepy antlers over the door. Give it kind of a creepy satanic vibe. Ugh. But hey, how about we go inside and check it out? I mean, I guess if you were desperate and you really needed shelter for the night, it would look inviting. But if I had any other choice, I'd probably take option B because yikes. But before we go inside, I just want to show you guys some of the other creepy stuff that's sort of strewn about. There's Jessica and my forerunners strewn about the front yard. Like, gosh, whoever was here apparently had a kid because there's this pink Barbie quad Power Wheels. So weird. I mean, really sad to picture a little kid living way out here. I mean, just to give you guys a view of how remote this is. Look. Nothing, nothing, nothing as far as the eye can see, and probably even farther than that. What a place to be a kid. And in this creepy meth lab, no less. And then there's also these like cannibalized mopeds. It looks like those are the rear ends of two mopeds, and then these moped tires just laying here. They don't even really look that old, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of creepy. Like, maybe somebody has a moped chop shop up here, way out here. I mean, gosh, the closest road you could drive a moped on has got to be like 100 miles away. But even these tires here don't look that old. It's kind of freaky. And then, oh gosh, look at this. There's all kinds of crazy stuff here. This is like one of those machines at the grocery store that you put your quarters into. 4 quarters, $1. You push it in and it spits out like a temporary tattoo or a sticker or something. I don't know how that ended up out here. That's crazy. And then there's some more hubcaps. here. Look, I mean, the chrome on this is so shiny. That can't be that old. I mean, look at the chrome on this bicycle just laying here. That's actually a pretty nice bicycle. Just laying out here. I mean, gosh, it's creepy. And then there's a windshield. Maybe that's the windshield from the abandoned car. Man, I gotta look around a little bit more because maybe the abandoned car is on the other side of that mound or something and I just somehow missed it. Okay, there's a little trailer from a bicycle. The usual assortment of old rusty tin cans and whatnot. And here's something kind of cool. It's a bunch of old broken glass. You know, you see all that really pretty colored broken glass out in the desert. It's like Jessica loves this purple glass. Her dream is to find an intact purple glass bottle someday, which most of the time when you see them, they're broken like this, so it's pretty rare to find an intact purple glass bottle. But interestingly, I was talking to this guy once who's like a professional glass bottle collector. He runs a website called Outhouse Patrol because that's where you find a lot of these old glass bottles, is at the bottom of outhouses. Anyways, he was telling me that the glass actually wasn't purple itself, it was clear, but it had some chemical reaction when sunlight hit it and it would turn purple. So, fun fact for you, whenever you find those shards of old purple glass, they weren't originally purple until they laid out in the sun for a while. I thought that was kind of a cool factoid. Thanks, Outhouse Patrol! Okay, man, it is chilly out here. You can see there's patches of snow on the ground. Well, it's February, I don't know, 6th today, I think, 7th. And normally it's like springtime out here, you know? But this weird cold snap blew in and it's friggin' freezing. It's like in the 30s, I think, maybe 40s. I don't know, but Jessica and I are supposedly gonna camp out tonight. We're gonna try to find an old cabin to stay in. So, yikes, wish us luck. I gotta get inside this cabin and get out of the wind. Okay, but before we go in the cabin, there's one other really creepy thing at this site. Look at this. Oh, it's an old mine shaft. Wow. It's all graded off and it says danger, keep out. But interestingly, it doesn't say danger, unsafe mine, keep out. It says danger, construction area, keep out. I guess they just used whatever sign they had. Oh, and look at this concrete foundation. Somebody carved their initials into it. USWM in 82. Huh, that kind of jibes with the age of that old Volkswagen that I thought was late 70s, early 80s. Huh, maybe that's the last time people were here. But that Power Wheels is a lot newer, and so are those bicycles, so I don't know. Anyways, enough yakking. Let's go inside this creepy shack. You guys down? Hopefully there's no meth cookers in there. Don't want to get shot. Okay, we're gonna walk in under these creepy antlers. But actually, hold on, before we go inside, I just want to note that look at the construction of this thing. It's made out of just plywood, and it's basically just a shoebox shape, like those little doll houses that you used to make out of shoeboxes. Well, you probably didn't, because most of my viewers are male, but when I was a little girl, we made doll houses out of shoeboxes. That's what this cabin reminds me of. But to fortify it a little bit, because it's just plywood, you can see they stacked up all these rocks around the edge and made like a pretty nice, well, I guess it's supposed to be a windbreak to help protect the plywood from the wind, because it does get really, really windy in this lonely desert valley. So you can imagine, without that rock windbreak, this shack would probably blow right over. But this is a serious windbreak. I mean, look how thick the rocks are. It's pretty solid. A lot of work that took. Oh wait, hold on. One more thing before we go in the cabin. I'll make you guys wait. First of all, there's like a little fire pit out here so you could hang out and have your sunset cocktail. But look at this old, oh wow, it's like an old rubber galosh. Oh man. Oops, my shadow. Sorry about that. Creepy. It's like a lady's galosh, I think, because, you know, the shape of the sole. Alright, well, since we're over here, anyways, here's the other side of this creepy shack. You know what, before we go inside, let's check the back, make sure there's nothing cool on the back. You can see this solid rock wall extends all the way around. Plenty of patches of snow. Oh, there's a ladder. Oh man, a ladder that goes up to the roof. We better climb up on the roof. Look at this ladder though. I don't know if it's sturdy. Oh, it's sturdy. Unfortunately though, it doesn't go all the way up to the roof, but it just gives us a view of the roof, which doesn't look like we could really stand on it anyways. I mean, look how it's buckling. But there's a chimney, that's cool. Oh man, what if Jessica and I got stuck out here and had to stay in this creepy cabin tonight? Yikes. Hopefully that does not happen. All right, we're going in the shack now, guys. I've made you wait long enough. Oh, wow. Okay, the first things first, there's a tarp on the floor. It's classy. I'm just gonna do a little pan around the room. Lighting is challenging, sorry about that. It's a bed, really simple rustic bed with a plywood box spring. Oh, there's the other one of those galoshes, look at that. And then there's a little tiny table. Oh, it's really bad lighting, sorry. Probably can't see, but there's a thing of salt on the table and a jar of salt. Well, just junk laying everywhere, like an old busted table and chair. Like a camp chair that's rotted away, and this little, well, probably was a really nice little decorative side table. Cherry wood or something. And then look at this stove. I mean, boy, if you needed it, it'd be a lifesaver. They've got a little bit of, well, I was gonna say wood laid in, but that looks to be just Joshua tree branches, and they burn real fast. So that wouldn't put off too much heat. Oh boy, you wanna see the creepiest thing in here though. Look at this. Look at the size of that friggin' rat trap. I hate to see the rats that get caught in that. Okay, and then this door looks like it maybe blew off, and it used to say restroom. I don't know if they got it from a bathroom somewhere or if they painted that on there, whoever had this place. Weird. Okay, well, let's just keep looking around. Sledgehammer in case you need it. Oh, look at this. Here's a little sign that might tell us a little bit about this cabin. Cabins, Lost Gold Mines Company. Enjoy your stay and respect our history. You make a difference by picking up trash and living in the moment. Removing items is theft. Please respect and preserve. This is an amazing place. Sit back, relax, and enjoy it. Boy, I'm gonna guess that was written a long time ago when this cabin was in better shape, because I would not want to sit back and relax in here. I can say that for sure. Okay, and then above that sign, there's another really creepy set of horns, and it says Wardens. Oh gosh, I can't even see what it says. Bordens evaporated. It's just a piece of one of those old evaporated milk crates. Okay. Oh look, the underground explorers have been here. And Starbucks Exploring. Oh, I've been to his site many times. This dude has some really cool photos, and he never gives you the location of any of the places. He makes you try to figure it out for yourself, which I actually really appreciate, and I kind of try to do the same thing in my videos. In my early videos, I would just kind of tell you where stuff was, and then I realized it's way more fun to make things a mystery, and it also kind of keeps people from just going and trashing the place. So, in that spirit, I'm not saying where I am here, just that I'm in the middle of nowhere. Okay, well, I don't know how long ago all those people were here, because anything that's in here just looks real old and like it's been here forever. But the good news is, if you need to sharpen a pencil, they got your back with that. Look at this little desk or vanity. Is anything in the drawers? Nah. Well, the drawers are actually free of debris. You think rats would have packed them full of twigs and stuff. Okay, and there was a second bed here, which, you know, if you have an imagination, I can sort of imagine this being a cozy cabin. You have your buddy sleep over there, have a nice roaring fire in the wood-burning stove, hang out in your camp chairs, drink coffee, and then you go to your bed over here after you write a letter to your sweetheart back home. You know, it could be a lot of fun. Look, they even had artistic driftwood, or whatever you call desert driftwood, hanging on the walls. And what's more, they even had a, well, I was gonna say a clock, but looks like it's a barometer. Interesting. And an oven mitt. Oh, and then there's a few interesting items on this table. A couple of Jesus candles, a can of spray-on butter, a can opener, and an Altoids tin full of rusty thumbtacks. All the things you need to make a comfortable home. Okay, wow. That's pretty much all there is to this creepy old cabin. I kind of feel like I should go get one of my stickers and put it in here somewhere, you know, so I can compete with Starbucks and Underground Explorers. But I don't know if there's really any cool place to leave my sticker. Huh, maybe I'll save it for another place. I mean, Jessica and I do have a couple other cabins on our agenda for today, so we don't want to spend too much time at this creepy meth shack. Okay, gosh, I do not know what went down at this creepy shack, or I should say, what is going down at this creepy shack. Looks like it might still be ongoing. I mean, considering the age of some of that chrome, I don't know. If anybody knows anything about this cabin, please, you know how to find me. Let me know. I'm curious. When I got home, I went back on Google Maps again and put it on satellite mode and searched the area again to try to find this cabin. And this time, I remembered the exact route we took, so I was able to zoom in with confidence on the correct area, but I still can't find this cabin anywhere. Now, granted, remember when we looked at the roof of the cabin? It's just plywood, so it would probably blend in pretty well with the desert floor. But you would at least be able to see the rectangle of stones around it, plus all the other trash scattered in the front yard, not to mention the big cleared area where we parked. Even weirder, as I was searching, Google Maps shut down and asked me to prove that I wasn't a robot by clicking on one of those CAPTCHA things. Apparently because my recent activity was suspicious. You guys know I'm not one for conspiracy theories or paranormal stuff, but this is pretty weird. This cabin does happen to be near the alleged site of an underground cave system that's supposedly home to a river of gold. I'm not making this up. People have been searching for this mythical gold deposit for 100 years and are still actively digging tunnels nearby today. Now, I know for a fact this cabin exists. I mean, this is the second post I've made showing it. And Jessica was with me, so it's not like I hallucinated it. But I find it totally bizarre that there is no trace of it anywhere on Google Maps. What is going on here?